The 12th man moves into its new home tonight. Some 34,000 students, part of the sellout crowd at what is now the largest stadium in the conference. College football primetime welcomes you to the SEC on ESPN for the home opener at Texas A&M as the 16th ranked Aggies take on the Ball State Cardinals in College Station. I'm Alan Bestwood. Coach Dan Hawkins is alongside. What an atmosphere, what an energy. A highly anticipated grand opening for this new Kyle Field, and the fans are rocking it already, Hawk.
Well, you've got this kind of investment. You've got a tremendous amount of recruiting firepower on the field. A big win against Arizona State to kick off the season, and the excitement is at an all-time high here in Aggie land.
The Yell leaders have the 12th man at full throat. A&M won the toss. They've elected to receive. Christian Kirk and Speedy Knoll back deep. And Kyle Schmidt will do the kicking for the Ball State Cardinals out of the MAC, themselves in a tough Western Division of their own conference, coming off a win in their season opening game a week ago. The new Kyle Field sees its first action right now. A pooch kick. Fielded short and down quickly. Jeremy Tabuyo fields the ball for the Aggies, and they'll go to work with good field position after the sneak attack off the opening kick. Alan Bestwood, Dan Hawkins, what an electric atmosphere here at Kyle Field. The atmosphere and the lead up to this game only made greater by that big win for the Aggies in their opener last Saturday over then 15th ranked Arizona State.
Yeah, defensive coordinator John Chavis moves west, comes over to A&M from LSU. All he does is get 9 sacks against Arizona State. Deshaun Hall gets 4. Myles Garrett on the other side gets 2.
And the first handoff of the day comes to one of the backs that was a workload for this Aggie offense, Trey Carson, with his first touch of the day. Of course, the ongoing quarterback duo, Kyle Allen starting the game again for the Aggies, throws outside quickly. Christian Kirk, the electric freshman, with his first touch of the game, and he's out across midfield and inside the 45-yard line. Casey Smith is covering field level for us tonight.
Well, Alan, one of the things that offensive coordinator Jake Spavital said about Kyle Allen is how mature he is. Tonight, what they want to see is better first down efficiency. They want the offense to get in a consistent rhythm, but we know we will see Kyler Murray and Jake Hubenak tonight.
Here's Carson again. Tries to gain a little ground off the right side, met by Zach Ryan, number 2 for the Cardinals. A short gain there. It'll bring up second down and about 8.
Trey Carson, the tailback there. Number 5 played about 80 plays last week. Too many for the Aggies. He's the workhorse in this backfield coming in at 235, but he can run that inside zone with some force.
Carson again with the handoff, but he's quickly hit in the backfield by Joshua Posley, one of the impact players for Ball State when Texas A&M has the ball.
Yeah, transfers in from Cincinnati, gives him some pop. Sean Wiggins plays inside at linebacker. He's going to have his hands full with Trey Carson. We mentioned the true freshman, Christian Kirk, who got loose on a pass and a punt last week for the Aggies. Two long touchdowns.
3rd and long for the Aggies. Kyle Allen to throw. Under pressure. Gets away. Can he make the yardsticks? He will. Chased out of bounds by Martez Hester, but Kyle Allen, the sophomore from Arizona, finds a way to get the first down yardage.
A little bit of a change-up, odd front by Ball State. They bring a ton of pressure this time. Normally in 3rd and long, they bring 3 and drop 8 into coverage, so a little bit of a change-up.
So the fresh set of downs has the ball just outside the 30-yard line. Here comes Carson again, gets around 1. He's got the edge. He might have the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Well, the first points are on the board, Hawk.
A&M has size out. You see great perimeter blocking. Damian Ratley comes in at 6'1". Josh Reynolds is 6'4". Christian Kirk's the short one at 5'11", but Ricky Seals-Jones comes in at 6'5", so those guys can not only go get it, but they can block for Trey Carson on the edge.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown. That play's under further review.
Just trying to make sure he didn't nick the sideline on the way down to the end zone. So for Kevin Sumlin's team in their home opener here at Kyle Field, Carson, does he catch? Yeah, right there. That's going to come back to about the 1 yard line or so. Watch that left foot.
Sean Wiggins hustling over there, number 3 for the Cardinals from that middle linebacker spot. That's a tough play to make from the middle linebacker spot.
The relationship of the ball to the goal line when that left foot hits the ground. I think that's at about the 1, Hawk.
Yeah, or a little in front. Good catch by the officials.
An SEC officiating crew here tonight. The referee is Tom Ritter, checking out the replay. A moment to mention and remember Jim Allison. You'll see all of the officials wearing a black armband tonight. Allison was scheduled to be the replay official here at the game tonight, but he passed away earlier this week after a long fight with cancer, and all of the officials here wanted to make sure that his family knew that he was being remembered tonight here at Kyle Field. So a lot of times when you see the official with the notepad in his hand, your theory, Hawk, is that
he's going to change it. When his partner brings out the pencil and the pad, you know it's going to be reversed.
After review, the runner's knee was down prior to crossing the goal line. It'll be Texas A&M's ball, 1st and goal at the 1 yard line.
And so the pen and paper to also write down what the time should be on the clock. And so the Aggie offense will come back onto the field and try it again. I'll bet they hand it to Carson. And we welcome you, those of you who just watched the thriller in New Jersey between Rutgers and Washington State. This is Texas A&M's opener at the new Kyle Field. Alan Bestwick and Dan Hawkins, a stadium that was knocked down mostly and rebuilt to the tune of $485 million since the end of last season. The Aggies on the first offensive possession of the game have marched all the way down. A replay just overturned a touchdown, put the ball at the 1 yard line. Their second attempt on short yardage, and Trey Carson will take it in for the Aggie touchdown again.
Aggies coming in with 21 personnel, 2 backs and a tight end. Talking to Jake Spavital yesterday, he said he wanted to use more of that personnel group. Cade Smith comes in at fullback. Going to lead across, run simple zone, split zone. Trey Carson reads it, cuts it back.
And now Taylor Bertolette on for the point after try. The senior place kicker for Texas A&M. And so the first offensive possession at the new Kyle Field results in an 8-play, 62-yard drive. Took about 2.5 minutes. And Trey Carson will find his name in the record books as having recorded the first ever points here in this version of the home of the 12th man. I'm Alan Bestwick. He's Coach Dan Hawkins. The excitement around the beginning of this game really, really high coming into this week. A lot of the Aggie fans wanting to see what the $485 million stadium would look like. And then their team went out and beat 15th ranked Arizona State last Saturday night in Houston, and that only ratcheted the anticipation up higher.
Yeah, when you have some Founders suites in here that go about $20 million a pop, and then you see all this fabulous decor down there below, it's amazing. The largest stadium right now in the SEC, it's packed. They had a ton of students here last night for Yale practice at midnight. You got the Corps marching in, bringing the cannons. You got Reveille. Pretty impressive sight.
And a pretty impressive opening drive for the Texas A&M offense. And now the Corps and the rest of the 12th man gets ready to see that Aggie defense that was so stout against Arizona State last week go to work. Darian Green, 25. Kevon Maybon, 16, back deep for the Ball State Cardinals. And the kick will go right out of the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and that's where the Cardinals will start first. So, Coach Hawk, what's your eye on in this one?
Well, John Chavis comes over here. I think he's really kind of simplified things. He talked about getting guys to play fast, physical, and confident. You see Deshaun Hall here. He had 4 sacks last week, 2 forced fumbles. Here you see Myles Garrett. He had a couple sacks. Set the SEC sack record, which is pretty big considering Jadeveon Clowney was the guy who had it. That's big numbers. They had 9 sacks last week. There were 28 plays of 2 yards or less for Arizona State last week. That tells you the veracity of this defense.
So watch 10 and 15 coming from the outside. Watch 25. Darian Green with some space for the Cardinals. It's a foot race. Caught up to at the 30-yard line by Devontae Harris. But the sophomore running back from Lafayette, Indiana with a big gain on the first offensive play for Ball State.
This was something that they saw, a little bit of a gap error coming in over here on the left-hand side.
And a 47-yard pickup puts the Cardinals inside the Aggie 30-yard line. Their quarterback is Jack Milas. Threw it 52 times last week in their opener against VMI. 65% completion rate on that. Milas, the redshirt sophomore from the Chicago area, Arlington Heights, Illinois. Hands off again to Green, looking for some running room, finds a gap again. Breaking tackles. Did he get there? They'll mark him down inside the 1-yard line.
Another zone play coming back across the field. Got some gap issues in there for the Aggies. Now, they solved that last week.
Try the
quarterback sneak going there.
He'll move it from the 2-foot-yard line to the 1-foot-yard line.
Ball State comes into this game with an established offensive line.
It is considered the strength of their team. Green takes the handoff. He's met in the backfield. Armani Watts, 23, with first contact. Deshaun Hall also in there. It sets up 3rd down and a loss of a couple. The Cardinals' 3rd down back, Teddy Williamson, comes into the game, number 6. And Dylan Curry also drops back into a 2-back set, number 40. He's a tight end. Handoff inside, going nowhere is Williamson. After they had 1st and goal at the 1, they get nothing. In fact, a loss of yardage on 3 tries. And a player down and an injury.
Really nice rally, bringing pressure this time. John Chavis playing a base 4-3 the first couple of downs. Darian Green, the tailback, found some nice creases in there, but the penetration here down the goal line hurt him.
That's the 5th-year senior Jeremiah Harvey, the left offensive guard, who was down on the field. Coach Pete Lembo coming out to check on one of his seniors. And for those of you watching on ESPN News, the game to be carried in its originally scheduled place, ESPNU, and you should switch there now. We have an injury timeout here in College Station. Kyle Field had a 7-0 early Texas A&M lead over Ball State, though the Cardinals have driven the ball down all the way inside the 5-yard line. There is Jeremiah Harvey back on the Ball State bench, one of the veteran offensive linemen on this team. Look at how many starts this group has.
Very nice when you're trying to get that front organized and get communicated and who you're going to block and make sure you get everybody covered up, help protect your quarterback. And I think that was a big key, those first big runs by Green, because they fit up nice against that Aggie defense.
3 tries from inside the 1. They lost yardage. Now the freshman Morgan Hagee is on to try a field goal. And he knocks it through and gets the Cardinals their first points on the board. 26-yarder for the freshman, his 3rd successful field goal in 3 tries on this season. So there's Kevin Sumlin in his 4th year here at Texas A&M, and really seems to have a little confidence about him, Hawk, that they've got something this year for the rest of this SEC West.
Yeah, they do, and they've got a bunch of young players as well. They've got some talent, but they've got a lot of young guys coming, and they've recruited well the last couple years. And boy, obviously with this facility, and talking to Kevin Sumlin when he came here, there was a plan in place. The folks at A&M were going to support the kind of program he wanted to be a part of. They've dumped money, resources. They got 2 indoor fields, a brand new football complex, a performance complex, nutrition center, and $500 million renovation here in the stadium. It's impressive.
And on the other side is Pete Lembo.
Really impressed with Pete. He's done a nice job at Ball State. Had a little bit of an off year last year, come up from Elon. I thought it was impressive. He took his crew over to the Bush Library. He wants to. I love it when coaches think outside the box and outside the lines and try to educate them, do more than just football. I was really impressed with his attitude. And he wants his guys to come in here and compete and play hard. Forget about the score and the ranking. Let's see what you got.
Christian Kirk, an electric freshman, looking for some room. Gets out across the 25 to about the 28-yard line, and that's where Texas A&M will go to work on their second possession of this ball game.
Some of the folks might have missed it. The Cardinals pooch kick to start the game, which was probably smart. You got Christian Kirk and Speedy Noyle back there. Those are 2 really dynamic returners that can take it to the house in a blink of an eye.
So Kyle Allen, the sophomore from Scottsdale, Arizona, the starting quarterback for the Aggies in a very difficult camp competition with the true freshman Kyler Murray. We'll see Murray later in the game for sure. They both played last week against Arizona State. Here's the quick hitter, the ball in the hands of Kirk. Makes a couple of nifty moves to find about 6 yards before Joshua Posley pushes him out of bounds for Ball State.
Kirk, a true freshman, #1 rated player in the state of Arizona. Really a well-built young man. Boy, I'll tell you, he's got a mature body. You walk in, he looks like he's been in the weight room for 3 years down here with the Aggies.
A&M coaches call him a special kid. Throws near side. Damian Ratley with the grab and first down yardage. Knocked out of bounds by Michael Ayers. Ratley, the sophomore from Yoakum, Texas, a junior college transfer.
Yeah, comes in here from Blinn. Had a little bit of a rough start last week. They like him again. He's got good size. He's going to start in place of Speedy Noyle, and that says something about you because Speedy was the all-purpose leader for the Aggies last year.
Allen, ball rolls off his hands.
Those are the plays, Allen, right there that the veteran quarterback's got to make. Now, the ball just kind of came out of his hand a little bit. You'd expect that from the true freshman in Kyler Murray. You see right here, just kind of cocks, ball comes out, kind of a funky deal. But, you know, that's where you want that experienced guy to kind of say, okay, I'm going to stabilize everything. I'm not going to make those kind of mistakes.
So 2nd and long for the Aggies. Allen to throw, finds a man downfield around first down yardage. Ricky Seals-Jones with the catch, and they'll move the sticks.
Ricky Seals-Jones coming in at 6'5", 240. Little bit of a naked. Jake doing a nice job moving the pocket around. The Aggies gave up 27 sacks last year, and I think part of the formula this year is to move that pocket a little bit, help the quarterback out. Don't be 7 yards behind the center every time and let the defensive coordinator zero in on you.
Carson. Trey Carson, the 235-pound senior from Texarkana, who had 29 carries and 1 pass reception in the Arizona State game a week ago.
Brought in Caden Smith at 260 pounds. He's the fullback. They were mostly 1-back, 4 wide receivers last week against Arizona State. Jake Spavital, the offensive coordinator, wanted to mix that up this week.
Backwards pass. The pass back to Allen. And here we go. Down to the 10.
They're going to send him in motion out here. He's behind the line of scrimmage. They throw it back, and then he's going to immediately throw the screen right back to Allen. Behind the line of scrimmage, very well designed, good setup. Got a whole herd of blockers out there. Nice little trickeration.
Got 28 yards out of it, and now Carson has a lot more. He's down inside the 5 at about the 2. Aaron Taylor with the first contact for Ball State.
Caden Smith, number 47, playing at fullback, giving him a little bit of firepower in that power run game.
Here's the throw. Outside. Hauled in somehow by Josh Reynolds.
Kyle Allen just trusted Josh Reynolds. Was covered man-on-man. This RPO, run-pass option. He pulls it. He sees he's got man-on-man, just a simple fade route. And when you're 6'4", Josh Reynolds was a leading receiver last year for the Aggies. Had 13 touchdowns, which was a record last year. And that's a lot for a receiver. There's a lot of weapons on this A&M team.
Point after try from Bertolet is good. 14 up on the board for Texas A&M. When you put 102,512 people into a football stadium, there's going to be some serious tailgating. And that has been the case all afternoon here in College Station, Texas. And now the fans have packed the new Kyle Field and watched their Texas A&M Aggies put up a quick 14 points on the Ball State Cardinals halfway through this first quarter. So A&M to kick off again. There's Darian Green. Kevon Mabon also back. Ball blew off the tee. So Taylor Bertolet will have to set it up again and get ready to kick. 8 plays, 73 yards, about 3 minutes on that last drive for the Aggies. And the 3-yard touchdown pass to Reynolds has the 12th man in full roar.
Really an impressive sight down here, Alan. I tell you what, just goosebumps all the way around. It's amazing.
Isn't it, though? Green at the 4. Tries to find a seam, is wrestled to the ground in the middle of the field as we check with Casey.
Well, an offensive lineman for Ball State, Jeremiah Harvey, will not return to the game. It is a left ankle injury. They are going to take him in for x-rays. And guys, he was in a considerable amount of pain as soon as they took his tape and his cleats off.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate and sorry to see. So the backup at left guard is Pat Maloney, number 73, who will try and help protect quarterback Jack Milas from this fierce A&M pass rush. Remember, on their last offensive possession, the running game gassed the Aggies quite a bit.
Darian Green, number 25, 4 touchdowns last week for the Cardinals. Boy, he had some big runs early on.
A little miscommunication, a little movement.
There's the value of the home team making a ton of noise because it is hard to hear down there.
66. Offense, 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
Stephen Bell.
This is where Ball State normally goes off the clap. See the center looking. Now, a lot of times they'll go off the head bob. If he looks and then they pause right when he comes back, you may see these guys holding hands down the road as well.
Milas tries to throw in the direction of Corey Lacanaria. He is defended there by Devontae Harris, and the ball falls incomplete. Lacanaria there, the sophomore who had a big game last week against VMI in their season opener.
Sean Washington, number 33, banged up a bunch in the spring, missed the spring. Playing pretty well. They've been a little thin at linebacker. A.J. Hilliard has been suspended for the previous game against Arizona State and this game, but that's one area of concern.
Milas to throw outside in the direction of Kevon Mabon. He's run out of bounds. He will just get to the back to the original line of scrimmage before Otaro Alaka runs him out of bounds. Weren't sure we were going to see Alaka in this game, but he's in there at linebacker, 42.
He was the defensive player of the game last year for the Aggies in the Liberty Bowl, but he's another guy that was banged up in the spring and missed because of injury.
Milas throws near side in the direction of Jordan Hogue, knocked out of his hands. And a nice play by Devontae Harris will bring up 4th down for Ball State.
Devontae Harris, a 4-year starter, been a little inconsistent for the Aggies in the back of the end, or on the back end there. John Chavis has kind of simplified things a little bit thus far for the Aggies. They played a lot of man free, everybody man up front with 3 safety deep, and they'll play like a quarters press look with the corners. But I think he's trying to get these guys to focus on technique and fundamentals and then play full speed.
Alex Egan is the punter for Ball State. Not going to get the best of that one. And the Aggies are going to be in business on the Ball State side of the field. Still walking, stopping at the 46-yard line, going in. That's where Kyle Allen and Texas A&M will go to work. Kyle Allen was the star of that last drive, Hawk.
Kyle's done a nice job. He comes into this game. He was 5 for 5 in this game so far, 52 yards. He threw for a touchdown and he caught a pass for 28. And that's what you want out of your veteran quarterback. Be consistent, make plays. He missed some throws early in Arizona State. Very consistent so far in the first 2 drives for the Aggies.
So A&M goes to work at the 46-yard line going in. The setback is Bryce Dolzal, and he gets the carry. Not much hit in the inside by Zaramo, Carlos Zaramo, the redshirt junior from Richmond Heights, Ohio.
Bryce Dolzal, former walk-on. There you see Jake Spavital, young guy, comes over here, very electric. Look at that game plan on that 3x5 card. You'd love to have that, wouldn't you? Doing a nice job, very energetic, creative mind.
Allen throws outside. Ball comes out. They'll call it incomplete. Jordan Davis, the receiver, but he was wrapped hard right off the start.
Jordan Davis, 6'4", 251, a true freshman from Texas. Former Florida State commit. They talked about wanting to get him in the game. Simple flat route, his first action. Not what he wanted, but 6'4", 251 is a true freshman. Boy, there's a lot of great players on this team, and a lot of them are very young for the Aggies.
Quick throw to the outside to Kirk. Making a miss. Gets the first down before he's wrapped up there by Sean Wiggins. But the electric true freshman from Scottsdale showing why they're very excited about it.
Okay, you're going to see right here, look at this safety. All these guys are lined up in the back here. We talked to Pete Lembo, giving up big plays. They throw the ball short, and this is what Christian Kirk can do. He can make people miss and get yards after the catch. But right now, Ball State trying to play the umbrella over the top to keep the Aggies from popping a big one.
Allen throws downfield, looking for the corner of the end zone, but he can't connect with Reynolds for another touchdown.
Love it. You get single high coverage, meaning only one safety in the middle. Give your guy an opportunity to make a play. 6'4", he's 195 pounds. Even if it's an ugly ball, just get it up there, give him a chance on jump ball.
So 2nd down and 10. Allen 6 of 8 for 65 yards and a touchdown throwing so far in this one. He'll hand off this time. Dolzal looking for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
Love it.
Bryce Dolzal, a senior from Austin, Texas, a walk-on, just put on scholarship. His long run in his career for the Aggies was 12 yards. He just went 33 to the house.
That's so awesome. Those kids come in here and work their tail off, pay their own way, gets a scholarship, going to a great university with tons of tradition, comes out here the opening in Kyle Field, and houses one. That's college football.
That is fun. So Bertolet on to try the point after. Out of the hold of Connor McQueen. And it's through. 5 5 plays, 46 yards, capped off by the 33-yard touchdown scamper for the senior Bryce Dolzal. Scoring here at Kyle Field for the Aggies. A&M. There was the star of the last one, the senior Dolzal. And it's 21-3. Bertolet's kickoff will go out of bounds, and that will bring a flag and bring Ball State out to the 35-yard line. How about that senior getting the touchdown, Casey?
Well, Alan, Bryce Dolzal is all smiles down here. The guys couldn't even let him get to the bench, patting him on the helmet. The best part was they all turned and looked at the replay and watched him, and he could not stop smiling. And of course, Kyle Allen said, "Dude, you're awesome. Lots of energy down here, guys."
I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, it's great. There's a number of walk-ons that were put on. Caden Smith, the fullback that we saw, he got put on scholarship after camp as well. These guys come in here and work hard, pay their dues. Coaches reward them. We've seen a number of walk-ons this year being put on in spectacular fashion. It's what college football is all about.
Jack Milas for Ball State. Hands to Darian Green, who had 72 yards of rushing on the opening drive for Ball State when they got the ball all the way down to the Aggie 1, but then got stoned on three plays inside the 5 and wound up kicking the field goal. Their second possession resulted in a 3-and-out.
It's kind of before John Chavis said, we're going to start bringing a little pressure. They were in pretty much base defense those first couple plays, and now Coach Chavis is starting to heat it up a little bit.
Green tried to get outside, but was quickly met and hit hard by Jarrett Johnson. 40 for the Aggies.
Whew, boy, there's some talent and some bodies up front in this defensive line for the Aggies. You see right now, Miles Jarrett and Deshaun Hall coming back into the game.
And a look at John Chavis, the A&M defensive coordinator, came over after those terrific runs at Tennessee and LSU. Says he really likes the character of the kids and the quality of the kids that Kevin Sumlin has been recruiting here to A&M. Third down. Milas throws, intercepted. Devontae Harris. Touchdown. Not what you were looking for if you were Pete Lembo and Ball State, but the party's on at Kyle Field.
Well, we knew it was a tall order for the Cardinals coming into this game. You're playing against one of the great teams in the country right now and a great venue, and we're missing a wing on the field goal team.
Coach Lembo thinking how different it might have been had that first drive turned out differently. And a timeout there because the missing body on the field goal unit.
All right, so right now John Chavis, you see he's going to go odd defense right there, and he's showing pressure, and then they bring one, and then watch outside as Devontae Harris just baits him. Playing off, look at him sitting on that route the whole way. That's a good scheme by Chief and a great veteran move by Devontae Harris, kind of baiting him into that. Normally that's a blitz check. I'm just going to throw a quick hitch against off coverage. Devontae says, not so fast. I've been here starting for 4 years. I've seen that move a few times.
So the 18th career interception as an Aggie for Devontae Harris.
One of the great marks of a defense, obviously people look at yards and all those kinds of, but in the last 2 games, the turnovers caused and the negative plays caused by John Chavis has been very phenomenal.
Bertolet kicked 5 extra points last week against Arizona State. He's already kicked 4 tonight, and we're not out of the first quarter yet. We've seen some big numbers put up. How about a 40-yard interception return for touchdown there for Harris? The SEC on ESPN tonight from the new Kyle Field. Its grand opening has been grand for the Texas A&M Aggies as they've put 4 touchdowns on the board, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet. 28-3 A&M over Ball State.
The MAC having something to say against the SEC because I think Toledo got loose over Arkansas today. So Maxion got something to say with the SEC.
16-12 final for the Rockets over the Razorbacks. So Bertolet is getting his workout here, kicking off and with point after tries. And it's Mabon who has it go through his hands 9 yards deep in the end zone. We have seen some scoreboard operators have to do some serious work today in college football. Look at these numbers.
You don't want to be a defensive coordinator anymore, Alan. I'll tell you, with this up-tempo, RPO stuff, people pulling it, throwing it, it's incredible the numbers are being put up. I tell you, defensive coordinator, they don't sleep at all. It's got to be one headache after another.
TCU throwing up 70, the second highest scoring game in school history. And who'd have seen that Ole Miss number, 73 against Fresno State.
They're averaging basketball numbers. 76, I think, last week. Crazy. Georgia Tech went on the triple option, scoring over 60 points.
So the Ball State Cardinals to work at their own 25 with Jack Milas, the quarterback. And Teddy Williamson with the ball. Williamson stuffed. Going nowhere, met in the center by Jarrett Johnson, number 40, his second big tackle since coming into the game.
Doing a really nice job coming off the edge, holding it down. He comes in at 260. Just a sophomore. Another one of the young guys here in this defense.
And again, Williamson with the ball and not much. You mentioned youth and A&M Hawk. One of the things that Kevin Sumlin told us that is on their plan for tonight is exploring more about what some of these young kids wearing Aggie uniforms are able to do when they get into SEC play going up the road here.
They're going to need them, Alan. They're going to need a lot of bodies again. You're looking at Ole Miss scoring over 70. People are going up tempo. You can't play 15 or 16 guys anymore. You've got to have a full rotation on defense. You've got to have 2.5 deep to make it through a whole game.
Ball State 0 for 3 on third down tonight. Williamson quickly had a hand put on him by Deshaun Hall, number 10. He grabbed him, slowed him down, and then he was wrapped up and knocked down by Hardrick Walker.
Deshaun Hall playing the defensive end, had 4 sacks last week coming off the edge along with nickel Noel Ellis. Noel Ellis, a sophomore. Day Hall, the old man, is a junior, for crying out loud. He's an old guy out here.
So the Cardinals to punt from their own 28-yard line. Kyle Schmidt, the redshirt junior, averaging 42.3 yards on his punts a year ago. This one will take a bounce. Bravely grabbed onto by Christian Kirk, and he's going to make something out of it. Yeah, the A&M defense has been tough in this one, Casey.
Alan, before that last defensive series, defensive tackle coach Mark Hagan told his guys, look, we're calling it. You need to execute it. We don't want to see any more missed assignments. And that's exactly what you saw when the A&M defense took the field in the last series.
Casey, that was one of the things in our meetings with coaches they talked about. They felt like there were a number of missed assignments last week against Arizona State, despite the successful outcome, and they wanted to clean that up tonight. So Kyle Allen, still in at quarterback. He's going to find some pressure, and down he goes. Joshua Posley, talked about him being an impact player tonight. He has been kind of the defensive force for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he was a spark plug for him last week. transfer in from Cincinnati, explosive. He's only 252, but he can run.
So the ball all the way back inside the 30-yard line. They need the 46 for a first down. Here goes Carson. And he'll get hit and wrapped up and dropped there. Diedrich Cromartie on the defensive stop for Ball State. Look at the offensive production from A&M so far.
Yeah, I just think the old static, time of possession, it doesn't mean anything anymore. It's about scores per possession, and that's what the Aggies are getting after.
Ball dropped. Thrown this way. And Christian Kirk couldn't bring it in. He had 3 white shirts around him, crushing in on him as he tried to bring in the completion. And so the Aggies are going to be forced to give up the ball for the first time without it being given to the referee in the end zone.
That was great rhythm throw by Kyle Allen. He put some sting on that thing, smoked it in there. That's an uncharacteristic drop by Christian Kirk.
Here is Shane Trapuka to punt, the sophomore from Allen, Texas. Gets one off under pressure. Takes a bounce in his favor. And a competition there to knock it down. And while the offense comes onto the field, let's check in the studio with Brendan Fitzgerald. Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Alan. A shakeup in the SEC. Arkansas outgained Toledo. They doubled them up on first downs. They dominated time of possession, but they had trouble putting the ball in the end zone. This is how it ended. Incomplete from Brandon Allen. Toledo wins 16-12 on the road. Back to you.
Stunner, Brendan. And as you look at our Dr. Pepper Championship Drive update, Auburn barely getting away from Jacksonville State in overtime. And one of the big fellas even getting a rushing touchdown in that big Ole Miss win over Fresno State. Incomplete. Ball over the middle in the direction of Lacanaria by Milas. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 as the Cardinals go to work at their own 17-yard line. I was just thinking about some of those scores and opportunities. Toledo beating Arkansas. I think the last time a MAC team beat an SEC team was 2002.
Toledo didn't read that memo.
It's James Gilbert with the ball, quickly latched onto by Deshaun Hall, and it'll be a short gain for Ball State. 34, Gilbert, the true freshman from Indianapolis, had 61 yards and a couple of touchdowns on 12 carries in their opener against VMI last week.
One of the things Ball State likes to do is run fly sweep, bringing the receiver in motion from outside. Unable to do it because of the noise factor here today at Cal Field.
Not much for Pete Lebo and those wearing red to cheer about in this first quarter, but the folks in maroon, it's been all going their way on an opening night at the new Kyle Field. 28-3, end of 1. Well, the new Kyle Field includes the Hall of Champions, a spectacular, sparkling remembrance of all the Aggie sports greats over the years. See R.C. Slocum's name there on the wall, the great coach. We walked through it earlier today, Hawk, and it was something to see.
Very, very cool. I'll tell you, it's amazing there. Got those founder suites at $20 million a pop. That's something else.
Second quarter play begins here in College Station. Alan Bestwick, Dan Hawkins, 28-3. Texas A&M over Ball State. Casey Smith with us on the sideline. The throw in the direction of Corey Lacanaria. Just couldn't pull it in on the fingertips. And it'll bring up 4th down for the Cardinals. They had a first drive that they took all the way down to the 1-yard line and couldn't punch it in. And since then, the A&M defense has stiffened.
Couple of zone plays. I don't think the Aggies were still enjoying the Kyle Field opening hoopla and weren't quite ratcheted down. Now look out. The Aggies got some pressure last week against Arizona State.
Schmidt kicks it away. And again, Kirk will field it. Eating up some room. Still going. Inside the 20. Finally caught up to from behind and knocked out of bounds around the 15-yard line. The electric Christian Kirk.
Ooh-wee. Really nice job getting some blocks out front. Got 2 returners back. That helps it get started. And then if you look on the right side, you see right there just a lot of really nice fits by the return team. Look at right there. Look at that. Bang, bang. A lot of people getting fit up.
Kirk was terrific last week against Arizona State.
Kirk has got a shot at this one. Heading to the far sideline. Christian Kirk, one guy to beat. Touchdown, A&M. Throw out to Christian Kirk. Kirk, great speed.
Kyle Allen back in the game. And will slide down after finding nothing downfield and coming under a little bit of pressure. Kirk, a week ago, had 224 all-purpose yards, had a 79-yard return for a touchdown, and the true freshman from Scottsdale, Arizona, was just phenomenal.
Yeah, that was a really veteran move by Kyle Allen right there. Running it, getting what you can. You're in the red area. You got guaranteed points. Don't throw the ball to the other team when you're in the red area.
There's Trey Carson looking for some rumbling room. He'll get a few yards before he's met by Michael Ayers for Ball State, but he'll be shy of the first down markers by 1 or 2.
This is also the point where you get down in here, the field gets compacted. You see they got the true freshman at tight end, Jordan Davis, number 89. You know, when you have a 260-pound fullback that can come and help you slam it in here, that's good too.
Allen pulls it out, keeps it, will get the first down yardage, but is grabbed there by Martez Hester and stopped before he scampers into the end zone. Kyle Allen, the 210-pound sophomore from Scottsdale, Arizona, started the last 5 games of 2014.
Was the #1 player coming out of Arizona in high school, and then of course Christian Kirk came in here last year, and rumors have it they're back in that state again this year.
Allen into the end zone. There is Davis all alone for the touchdown. Jordan Davis, the freshman from Clear Lake, Texas. Jake Spavital, the offensive coordinator for the Aggies, said they wanted to get him in and get him going. Well, he's got his first touchdown in an A&M uniform.
Nice strong hands by the freshman. Really nice relaxed throw by Kyle Allen too. Throwing a catchable ball. Looks like he's giving that ball to the equipment staff. And keep that as a keepsake, I think.
Perfect on point after tries for Bertolet. And it's 35-3, Texas A&M. Kyle Allen to Jordan Davis, and another Aggie 6.
Really nice play action right in here. Going to focus and emphasize getting the backer away. We're going to take and fake the action here and throw the ball over the top there. Really nice action. Good call by Jake Spavital. His call was a little smoother than my drawing.
And Jordan Davis has his first touchdown as an Aggie, and the numbers on Kyle Allen tonight. Pretty stout. 35-3. Remember, all that, too, was set up by the 56-yard return by Christian Kirk that put the Aggies in business deep in Ball State territory. Kick will go across the pylon and for a touchback. And so they'll bring it out. And that is where Ball State will go to work, looking to get something going on offense. Anything like what they had on the first drive.
Ball State is a very good screen team. Have not seen much of that thus far this game. And like I said, the noise factor involving the snap has affected their ability to run the fly sweep and plays off of it.
So we'll see what Coach Pete Lembo and his staff have for a try here. Jack Milas has thrown the ball 6 times, only completed 1 for 5 yards, and of course had the interception returned for a touchdown a couple of series ago. He'll throw again. Looking near side, trying to make a move. Jordan Williams. Flag comes in from deep in the secondary. Jordan Williams, someone that Coach Lembo said could be a star in the MAC. The 6'3" senior from Indianapolis.
Yeah, he comes in at 220. Milas doing a nice job with the back shoulder
Pass interference, number 21 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Brandon Williams tagged for that. Williams, an interesting story for the Aggies. He was a running back. He's now a cornerback.
Those are the kind of plays right there, Alan. Coach Lembo talked about this yesterday. If you want to go to the next level, you're down here in College Station. Make those plays against the Aggies. Get them on film.
Green. Little bit of rumbling room, not much. Hardrick Walker makes the stop. Talked about the transition from offense to defense for Brandon Williams. Casey?
Well, Alan, one of the things that John Chavis said that was so impressive about Brandon Williams was that he totally trusted his coaches when they made that transition. He said he has had a great impact on this team, and he's made this defense better.
So we'll keep an eye on 21 in the maroon shirt. Milas to throw. And throw looking downfield and right through the hands of Jordan Williams. He had Brandon Williams on his back defending, but I think that ball went off the fingertips.
Jordan Williams tapping himself on the chest, going, my bad. Not doing his quarterback, Jack Milas, any favors. You see right there. Go up with your hands. See how he's trying to catch that ball below his shoulders. You got to go up above your head and high point that thing. Don't wait for it to come down. That's why you're 6'2". Don't play like you're 5'8".
So third down again for Ball State. 0 for 5 on third down conversion attempts in this one. Moving the pocket, intercepted. Oh, it fell through his hands. Justin Evans had the ball and then dropped it.
Justin Evans, the number 2 ranked junior college in the safety, comes in here. Really been another impact guy in the secondary. John Chavis bringing 6. Pressure up the middle. Good job moving the pocket. Jack Milas would rather have that ball back. He's throwing that thing right into the teeth.
Yeah. Just too many maroon jerseys there. So Alex Egan on to punt. And Christian Kirk again back for Texas A&M.
This time only 1 returner back for the Aggies.
Egan with the rugby kick away from him. Not a bad idea. It'll go out of bounds at the 26-yard line. A&M back on offense in a minute. Last night here at Kyle Field, yell practice that starts at midnight. Some 45,000 students here practicing their yells. Why yells? Because Aggies don't cheer, they yell, as the tradition goes. Texas A&M, they've had a lot to yell about here, as you can see from that score. 35-3, Texas A&M over Ball State. Allen hands off to a new setback. That's Kwame Ekwe, a true freshman from Conroe, North Carolina. So Casey Smith is an Aggie. She graduated from Texas A&M. So let me get this straight. You come here to practice and learn how to yell.
You've got that right, Alan. Every single night before a game, even on the road, they find places on the road to do it. You practice the yells, and 45,000 people in one place is never a bad thing, I don't think.
And I read about Fish Camp, where freshmen go to learn how to do these things?
Absolutely. It's just a bunch of traditions around here. It's hard to explain from the outside, but once you're in the inside, it's easy to see that Texas A&M takes their traditions very seriously.
What about Reveille? What can you tell us about Reveille?
Well, she's the queen of Aggie land, as you see on the sidelines at multiple games. She's pampered. I think she might be treated better than some humans. They really spoil the hell out of that dog.
Reveille, the border collie. That's the Texas A&M mascot. What a catch. Nice throw there. Ricky Seals-Jones with the reach back reception on the pass from Kyle Allen. First down, A&M. It really is fabulous. You start to prepare for a game here, Hawk, and you start reading about all the traditions and all the things and how far back they go. It is something to see. It is one of the more tradition-steeped programs in all of college sports.
Aggies' first time in empty here tonight. Jake Spavital showing a few new wrinkles.
Allen throws, got a wide open man across the middle. That's Boone Niederhofer who gets his first reception of the night, and a penalty flag down in the offensive backfield. We await the call from the referee Tom Ritter as they talk it over. Looks like it's coming back.
Holding, number 65, offense, 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Avery Genesee tagged for the penalty, the big left tackle for the Aggies. So here Boone Niederhofer gets his first catch of the night, his first stats, and they'll take it off the board.
Another former walk-on. Jake Spavital said he wanted to get him in the lineup. Former walk-on. They put him on scholarship after fall camp.
Etwe the setback. First down and 20. And Etwe will have the carry. Little shake and a little move before he's caught by Sean Wiggins and brought down. Etwe is from Conroe, Texas, a 5'9", 190-pound true freshman. He was the district MVP with Oak Ridge High School last year. And listen to this, 1,432 yards rushing and 16 touchdowns, plus another 400 receiving yards and 5 more touchdowns.
But where was he originally from, Allen?
Ghana. And they say he is a dynamic football player.
Love those stories. Hey, that last play, Aggies running a little bit of speed option there. Kyle Allen showing he can run the ball a little bit. Jake Spavital is going to give his opponents a ton of things to look at in this game.
There's Spavital, the 30-year-old offensive coordinator. Allen rolls and throws. Got a man wide open, Seals-Jones. He'll be inside the 20-yard line and a first down for A&M.
That was really nice by Kyle Allen. Little boot protection, rolling out to his left side. Coming out here, flipping the ball out here to Ricky Seals-Jones. Little flood route, nice strong hands. Good scheme, but just a nice job going to the left and flipping his hips by Kyle Allen, showing a little flexibility.
Too many receivers in maroon shirts, not enough defenders in white. Allen to throw again. Looking downfield. In the end zone. Touchdown, Jeremy Tabuyo.
Jake Spavital showing it all. Fake it, fly sweep, zone, boot protection, sprint out to the right. Nice touch pass into the end zone. Kyle Allen's shown a good range of throwing the ball on the move to the right and the left. Had to be happy for him. He split time a little bit with Kyler Murray. Some people wanted to make something out of him. He's making a good showing here tonight.
New kicker for the point after try. The true freshman, Daniel LaCamera. And he sneaks it inside the right upright. What a night for Kyle Allen. 10 of 13, 126 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, plus a big run for him. 12th men are going to be worn out tonight at the rate that the Aggies are rolling up points here at Kyle Field. 42-3, not even halfway through the second quarter. And a kickoff back deep into the end zone will be downed there. And Ball State will bring it out and start from deep in its own territory.
Tough start for the Cardinal early on. Couple big plays by that man, Darian Green. Not much since then. Aggies stiffened inside the goal line, held him to a field goal. And it's been pretty much a series of 3 and outs.
And so a new quarterback into the game for Ball State. This is the true freshman Riley Neal. 6'5", 217-pounder. You see his hometown of Yorktown, Indiana. And he'll get his chance here to direct the Ball State offense up against this Texas A&M defense. Hands off to Gilbert. Gilbert with a little cutback and some nice yardage there as we check in with Brendan.
Alan, a couple of SEC East teams that won their opener, and they are playing their first conference game of the season. Kentucky's JoJo Kemp gets into the end zone as they play this one in Columbia. It's the Wildcats over the Gamecocks 14-7 in the first.
All right, Brendan, thanks. Big news of the day in the SEC. Covered earlier from Brendan and the studio gang that Arkansas fell to Toledo out of the MAC. Second down and short for Ball State. Gilbert not going to get much this time. Met by Alonzo Williams, 83 for A&M. And it will set up third down for the Cardinals.
A&M's got such a nice mix. You see Alonzo there. He's a 305-pounder. Walker's a 305-pounder. And then you've got Deshaun Hall and Myles Garrett outside that are in the 6'5", 6'6". Looks like they should be playing maybe a number 3 or 4 in the NBA. Basketball players that can really run. So you plug up the middle and turn your speed loose on the outside. That's nightmares for the offense.
See if the Cardinals can get a first down here. They have struggled to convert. He'll throw is near side. Lockenaria met quickly by two A&M defenders. Nick Harvey, the lead contact there, number 8, and it will be close to first down yardage, but I believe he's going to be a little bit shy. And indeed he will be. They spot the ball at the 32. They need the 35. And so the punt team comes on for Ball State.
Coach Lembo talked a little bit yesterday. We met with him out there on the field. He just want to see what guys are going to compete and play. And not so much worry about the score and the opponent. And it's a good early test for his club. He's done a really nice job at Ball State. Had a little bit of an off year last year, winning 5, but put up 30 wins in 4 years there. And the first time in forever for Ball State.
Schmidt's punt will bounce into traffic. And so no chance for Christian Kirk to try and make another electric play. And Texas A&M will start from around its own 20-yard line. One of the new recruits and star attractions of the freshman class of this Texas A&M team about to make his Kyle Field appearance. Kyle Allen's night appears done, and Kyler Murray will come in and take over as quarterback. Both appeared last week against Arizona State. Here are the numbers that each put up. With the younger player, Murray, only appearing in about 4 series. But while he was in those 4 series, he was electric. He would pull the ball down and roll out of trouble when Arizona State put some pressure on and made something out of it every time. Here he is, the youngster from Allen, Texas, in at quarterback for the Aggies. He'll throw on his first play to Speedy Noyle. Noyle fights for extra yardage on the outside, and he's driven out just shy of the first down. So I mentioned Murray only playing 4 series last week. Here's why. Took a helmet right on the hip bone.
Yeah, he's going to take a helmet right on that ball, too, if he keeps carrying it like that.
And so eventually came back out of the game, and Allen went back in. Second consecutive throw for Murray, looking big down the near side. It'll fall incomplete, and we check with Casey.
Alan, you guys are talking about when Kyler Murray got hit. When we talked to Coach Sumlin before the game this week, he said this was really the first time in Kyler Murray's life he's ever been hit. He's always used to being the fastest guy on the field. He still is one of the fastest guys on the field. He just needs to figure out how to elude those defensive players.
There's Dolzal, who got the touchdown earlier, the senior running back, who will pick up the first down here and bring the ball out across the 30-yard line for Texas A&M. So for Kyler Murray, undefeated as a starting quarterback in
42-0.
tough competition here in Texas, right? And here's the number that blows me away, Hawk. 14,500 yards rushing and passing.
Well, I'm blown away by 42-0. I'm a coach. You can get stats any way you want, but when you're 42-0, that says something to me.
Complete near side to Edward Pope, the junior receiver from Carthage, Texas, just shy of the first down. It'll bring up second and short.
Passed up the major league draft to play football.
With running room, and he tripped across the 50-yard line.
He's going to take some grief from his teammates because he had some room. Running like a young Dan Hawkins right there.
Watch this piece of turf just jump up and grab his shoe.
Oh, yeah. I had a number of those when I played. That was me right there.
Yeah, I can relate.
His teammates are going to tease him about that one.
Murray throws outside, but he and Speedy Noyle not on the same page as far as where that route was going to end up, and it falls incomplete.
Nice stroke, doesn't he, Allen? Boy, he can really spin it. Quick release, comes out quick. And Ball State better rush the passing lanes here and stay in their lanes, because if they don't and this guy gets out, it might be some more lights on the scoreboard.
Murray hands to Dolezal again. Fakes, comes back inside, and he's popped there by Martez Hester. He will be shy of the first down by about 6 yards, and it'll bring up third. There's Hester, the redshirt junior from Kennesaw, Georgia.
They're very aggressive. Watching their game against VMI last week, they ran around well. They will hit you. They had a few missed tackles and a few gap errors, but Martez comes in at 6'3", 207. Good size at the safety spot.
Here's that scramble. Makes one miss, makes two miss. Finally caught from behind and knocked out of bounds, but not until he's got first down yardage. Talk about an electric kid.
That's just you. You just can't coach that. Very good protection right there. Again, he's better watch that ball leverage. He gets in that SEC play, some guy's going to knock that out of there.
.36-yard line. And again, Murray to throw. Gets pressure, steps up. Now fires. Downfield in the direction of Noyle. Out of bounds. Incomplete. And we check with Brendan.
Allen, they're underway in East Lansing. Oregon went right down the field, scored an opening touchdown. It took the Spartans 3 plays to go the length of the field. Connor Cook to Josiah Price to cap it off. It's tied at 7 early. Back to you.
Ooh, that one's going to be a good one.
We had Sparty last week. We know he likes Josiah Price down there in the red area.
Here in College Station, 42-3, Texas A&M. Now with the freshman Kyler Murray at quarterback. He hands off to Jamal Jeffrey on the end around. Caught nicely there by Dedrick Cromartie for Ball State. And hardly any gain, which will bring up third down and long.
Really nice open field tackle. Didn't have much help. And if Dedrick misses that tackle, might still be running. Again, I think this shows a lot for both teams. How do you play when you're way ahead? How do you play when you're way behind? Do you still compete? Do you still execute? You know, are you going to be phased one way or another by what's happening in the game?
On third down, Murray shows patience, has time, throws. Noyle has the first down, and he's across the 20-yard line before he's wrapped up by Sean Wiggins.
Good strong hands. Of course, Kyler all day to throw, doing a good job surveying the field. Comes back. Good strong hands by Speedy. He wants to show something in this game too as well.
But yeah, he's actually
Dolezal makes the first one miss, and a nice pickup on first down for the senior. Approaching the 10-yard line.
Good job sticking his foot in the ground, running a simple zone there. Good vision. Cutting it back. Here comes the freshman, number 89, Jordan Davis, into the game. We knew we'd see him a bunch. Lining up in the backfield as a fullback. He's also an inline tight end. That gives defenses personnel problems.
Dolezal wrapped up on the inside with a short gain. It'll set up third down and short for A&M. Kevin Willis, 93. One of the big interior linemen for the Cardinals with the attack tackle, and here we go, 3rd and 1. Dolezal will come very close. I think he's going to have it. Might depend on the spot.
Get down here in the red area, having a good, strong power running attack combined with a quarterback that can run it is really, really deadly.
So 1st down, 8 carries for Dolezal, 62 yards and a touchdown.
He's going to be winded. He'll spend a lot of time in the ice tub tonight and tomorrow. He's getting a lot of carries.
See that big raspberry on his right arm there when we had that close-up shot of him a minute ago. Murray with all kinds of time. Makes a little more time. Now flips one to the outside. Did not drag the feet inbounds. Dolezal. It'll go incomplete. And a player down for Ball State. And timeout on the field. That's Carlos Aramo, the redshirt junior, who is down.
All kinds of time.
I didn't have control of the ball. And an injury timeout here in College Station. Carlo Torbantus Aramo being helped off the field for Ball State, who lost one of their offensive linemen to injury earlier in the game. And as we get set to resume play, we've got 1:47 left to go in this 2nd quarter. Texas A&M with a 2nd down and goal from the 10-yard line. Kyler Murray, 4 of 8 for 34 yards passing on this drive and 1 rush for 8 yards. He'll throw again here. Flips to the end zone. Touchdown, Kirk. Just too much time for the quarterback, and the receivers get open, and the cannons fire.
Been impressed with his ability to throw a touch ball as well as put some sting on it. Good patience on the play action. Just give your guy a chance to catch it. That's nice. Sometimes the anxiety level gets rolling, and you throw that thing 100 miles an hour and it misses your receiver by about 2 feet, but he did a nice job just laying it in there.
Daniel LaCamera, the freshman, on for his 2nd point after try, and he's 2 for 2. 81-yard drive, 16 plays, and a 10-yard touchdown pass to Kirk. And it's 49-3 here at College Station as we check with Brendan.
Alan, coming up in just a few minutes at the half, Kevin Carter joins me to talk about all the action in the SEC. A shake-up Saturday. Auburn had to escape at home against an FCS team. Arkansas couldn't escape as they played in Little Rock, and Notre Dame escapes, but with a costly win as they lose their starting quarterback. More in a moment.
All right, Brendan, thanks. Look forward to hearing from you and Kevin in a couple of minutes. Missouri also losing at the moment to Arkansas State in the SEC. And another score that caught my eye as I looked around the scoreboard here, Hawk. Lamar 14, Baylor 13 in the 2nd quarter.
Hey, they practice, they recruit, they watch film, they got pride, they got good coaches as well. I'll tell you, in the Notre Dame deal, really sad for me to see Malik Zaire get hurt, their quarterback.
Yeah.
What a really great kid, and you hate to see anybody get dinged up. They worked so hard in the whole offseason and put in so much time, and to see their season take away like that, it's heartbreaking.
So the core in full voice, standing as always, as Daniel LaCamera gets set to kick off with Darian Green back deep for Ball State. 5 yards deep in his end zone, and he will be waved down there, and they'll bring it out on the touchback. On the sideline is Casey.
Well, Alan, one of the things that Pete Limbo told us the other day was that he wants to see his team against teams like Texas A&M and how they handle the adversity. And that's exactly what they're doing over here on the sidelines. There's obvious frustration, but they're still using these opportunities for coaching moments, knowing that when they get in a conference play, situations like this will make this team better.
The compete level. It's what Coach Limbo wanted to see. Who's going to keep competing? And so his Ball State Cardinals will come out with an offensive possession to start at the 25-yard line. Minute 39 left, second quarter. The freshman Riley Neal in at quarterback.
Corner blitz coming off the bottom of the screen.
Brandon Williams, the running back turned cornerback, in on the stop for Texas A&M. A lot been made of A&M being in the tough SEC West. Of course, Ball State in the MAC West. We had Western Michigan last week against Sparty, and this is no easy road here for these Cardinals.
Yeah, of course, Northern Illinois has really done a nice job, and we had P.J. Fleck at Western Michigan last week, rowing the boat. He got him to a bowl game last year, and Toledo certainly. You got to love that action.
And whistled that one down. A timeout from the sideline as the play clock was running out.
Timeout, Ball State. That is their first charge timeout this half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
All right, so while we wait for Coach Lembo and his troops to huddle up here and get regrouped, a reminder that Friday at 5, ESPNU has a top 10 men's college soccer match. Look at this, number 2 against number 3, the Fighting Irish and the Tar Heels. It's exclusively on ESPNU and streaming live at home and on the go on Watch ESPN. So Riley Neal unable to get that last play off. We'll come back out after the timeout. 50 seconds to go in this first half. And he'll go with his 2nd and 8.
Definitely trial by fire for your quarterback Riley Neal.
You think?
True freshman coming in and 100,000 plus.
Outside the lock-in area. Not much running room there. He is taken out of bounds by Donovan Wilson, number 6 for A&M. And the clock stops. Check that. They wave he was down inbound, so the clock running, coming down to 30 seconds to go.
Donovan playing the nickel for the Aggies. He and Noel Ellis both rotate in there. Bad news for opponents. They're both sophomores.
See the play clock's off, or they're just going to let this first half expire? It would appear so.
They talked about slowing their pace down a little bit just to kind of help bleed the clock and
run another play. Inside, handoff, Teddy Williamson on the carry, and that will do it for the first half. All Texas A&M here in College Station as we check with Brendan Fitzgerald and Kevin Carter with our halftime update.
Thanks so much. How about a housewarming gift as they break point shy of ESPN? Kyler Murray got some action. The highly touted freshman went 5 of 9 for 44 yards and this touchdown. It's all Aggies. Back to College Station after this.
Happy times for the home fans at the opening of the new Kyle Field. Texas A&M with a massive lead on Ball State as we get ready to start the third quarter. Alan Bestwick along with Dan Hawkins, and a quick look at our AT&T strong performer of the first half, because there's been so much focus on the quarterback position of A&M. They've gotten great play out of both, but our strong performer is Kyle Allen, the starter tonight, who is tremendous.
Needs to be. He's been great. He's not turned the ball over. Did take a couple sacks. Caught a pass. Threw for 3 touchdowns. He's had a really nice, efficient day, spreading the ball around, giving his guys. Reynolds gets an opportunity to make a grab there. Really nice touch ball. Throws back in here to the freshman, true freshman Davis comes in at tight end. Really distributed the ball around the field well with a variety of throws, getting outside the pocket, left and right. Nice outing for him tonight.
Finished his night 10 of 13 for 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 126 yards passing, and a little bit of rushing as well. And now as we get set to begin this third quarter, your A&M, the focus continues to be on the young players that we saw Kevin Sumlin go to in that second quarter when the score got open a little bit. He's looking to see who's going to be able to help him when they start playing this tough SEC West.
They have a lot of youth. They need to get experience fast. Things are going to heat up quickly. He's got to develop some depth Because when they get into the SEC play and start playing some of these other teams, you're going to have to rotate guys in. Won't be able to play with just 13, 14, 15 guys. Going to have to play with a full roster of replacements.
So 49-3. A&M over Ball State. Daniel Acamra to kick off. And Darian Green. A couple of nifty moves there before he's knocked around and finally dropped just outside the 25-yard line. Down to the sidelines at Casey Smith.
Well, Alan, I talked to Pete Limbo at halftime, and he said he just wants to see his guys cut loose and play. He said he wants to see how they can handle this adversity, and he really wants them to capitalize on the advantages they've given themselves. He knows that it's a tough game, but he wants to see them fight through this deficit. I asked him how the locker room felt. He said, you know what, they're fine, they know what they have to do, but I really want my team to grow up.
Lembo was out when his team came out of the locker room, jumping up and down and trying to get him revved up as they warmed up before the start of this second half. They go to work here at the 26-yard line. The freshman Riley Neal is the second quarterback of the day. He hands off to Teddy Williamson, who gets a nice gain on first down. If you remember back at the beginning of the game, if you were with us, in its first two plays, Ball State got 72 yards. And then in its next 24 plays, they got 30 yards.
Yeah, that's the longest run they've had since that first series, and that's put them in a tough spot. You're into second and third and long.
It's going to be hard to do against this A&M defense. The keeper for Neal around the outside. First down yardage and more out near midfield for the freshman from Yorktown, Indiana.
Big kid showing some speed here at 6'5", 217. Little read. Pulls it, gets up in the alley. Be great for the Cardinals. They get something on the board here to start the second half.
And a 14-yard gain there for Riley Neal. Williamson the setback. And the 12th man trying to make it hard on the Cardinal offense. Quarterback draw. Falls forward for a few. Shane Washington with the contact for Texas A&M, the strong side linebacker, number 33. There he is. Washington, the junior from Alexandria, Louisiana.
Just like Pete Limbo's trying to find out about his club in adversity, you're doing the same thing on the other side, really, with Kevin Sumlin, because these guys need to learn to just keep playing. Keep a rock on the gas pedal, play to a standard, don't worry about the score, so the Aggies don't want to get sloppy.
Neal to throw. Downfield. Fighting near side with the ball bouncing off of his hands. Jordan Hogue there. Tried to pull it in on the defense. Nick Harvey for A&M. I was looking to see there's a flag down somewhere.
Down the middle of the field. I might have got him for a little jersey pulling going on.
And our SEC officiating crew tonight headed by referee Tom Ritter.
Pass interference, number 8. Defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So a little something going here for the Cardinals on their opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, you're going to see him right here at the end, just stretching the jersey just a little bit. Now, they'll let you get away with a little bit of that, but that was a little too prolonged. Nice job getting his hands back up to defend the ball, but a little grabby.
From the 33. Neal hands off inside. Darian Green fights his way forward. Another penalty markers on the field.
John Chavis showing a little different wrinkle there. Coming with a little bear defense. 5 on the line of scrimmage defensively. Haven't seen that yet this year.
Alonzo Williams coming off the field for
personal foul, face mask, number 83, defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Coming off the field for A&M, and that's why I thought I saw Green really get twisted around there when he was at the end of that run. Yeah. Ouch. So now Ball State down at the 13-yard line going in. having yet to see the end zone on this one. Remember, they had a 1st and goal on their first drive of the game and didn't get a touchdown. Trying to deal with the crowd noise with the silent count and the slap and all that other, and somebody moved.
False start, 78, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
The offensive tackle, Drake Miller.
Typically, when you're in a noise environment, you're going maybe silent count, where they're going off a center movement, a head bob. There you see number 5, Dalen Mack. Now, this is another true freshman. This guy's 6'1", 335. That's a few burgers. A true freshman playing down inside for the Aggies.
Riley Neal with a nice ball fake had everybody chasing after Darian Green while he still had the football. Got some yards off right tackle.
He fooled Dalen Mack there. Gonna run a little action coming over here. You see Dalen, you got the ball? Oh no, you don't have the ball. Who's got the ball? That's part of the advent of modern day football. It basically is option football, and then you throw in the fact that they can throw the ball back outside sometimes as well. It gives defenses nightmares.
Down to the 6-yard line.
Double eagle defense again with pressure.
Green bounces outside. Trying to get the pylon, and he does. Touchdown, Ball State. Darian Green gets the corner and dives for the pylon. And those wearing the Cardinal red shirts have something to cheer about finally tonight here in College Station.
Washington playing outside right there. Kind of thinking, he looked at the official like he got held. Didn't look like it on that.
And so Darian Green into the end zone. And the point after try for the first time in this one is up and through by Morgan Hagee. And Ball State with a nice scoring drive on its opening possession of this second half. There you see the numbers. And Darian Green with the Cardinals touchdown. The SEC on ESPN tonight from the home of the 12th man, Kyle Field in College Station, Texas, where Texas A&M is up 49-10 on Ball State. The Cardinals just scoring their first touchdown of the game on their opening possession of the second half. Alan Bestwick, Dan Hawkins, Casey Smith, and our ESPN college football crew enjoying a beautiful night along with 102,512. The capacity of what is now the largest stadium in the SEC. Most all of it completely rebuilt since the end of last season and being very much enjoyed by the Aggie fans tonight. Speedy Noel, 5 yards deep in the end zone. And got some room, but a flag comes in. He's wrapped up at the 37-yard line, but we will check the marker. It was the kicker, Kyle Schmidt, who made the tackle.
During the return, holding number 26, receiving team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
And so they will back up the Aggies as we check with Casey.
Well, Alan, you remember yesterday when Pete Lambeau talked about how his guys are really focusing on conference play. But another interesting storyline that he told us was that he asked his players, how many of you guys want to play in the NFL? He said half the room raised their hand. He said, well, guys, when the NFL scouts call me, they don't ask about a lot of games. They ask about games against teams like Texas A&M. And that touchdown drive shows that these guys are not going to give up. They're going to fight through adversity because they know what it means through the rest of the season.
Yeah, Casey, that was at a career day that they annually hold for the players, and one of the former Cardinals who was in speaking to the team was part of that. Nice save on the high snap, and Jamal Jeffrey on the end around, but he'll be tripped up nicely there by Sean Wiggins for a little gain.
That was Kyler's baseball prowess coming into play there. A little snap high and right. He just kind of reached up, mitted that thing, no problem.
Second down, Kyler Murray to throw, near side. Hits Jeremy Tabuyo, who will scramble and get the first down yardage. So something interesting happening in this game. The SEC manages officiating in the Sun Belt Conference, and the alternate official here tonight who's been working in the Sun Belt is right there, Sabrina Brunson. She is into the game now, becoming the first female football official in the history of the SEC. And working the second half tonight here at Kyle Field.
Good on you, Sabrina.
Kwame Ekwe wrapped up and dropped in the backfield by Diedrich Cromartie for a loss of a couple.
Nice job by Diedrich coming up again. He made a nice open field tackle in the first half. Makes another one there. Coach Lembo's been working on that. You can tell when you make those tackles out in space.
Yeah, one of the points of emphasis after his team gave up a lot of yardage and a lot of points to VMI last week. There's Ekwe coming this way. Hit inside. Cromartie has his arms wrapped around the waist, and also involved there was Ben Engel, number 19, one of the linebackers for Ball State. Good chunky yardage picked up, but it's still 3rd and long for the Aggies.
Ball State substituting like a hockey team. A lot of guys jumping the boards and coming back in.
Ball's out, and that looks to be in the hands of the Cardinals.
I think you're right, Alan. It is.
Kyler Murray grabbed the high snap with one hand, brought it down, but pressure from behind put on by Anthony Winbush, 98, knocked the ball loose.
Looked like he wanted to throw a little naked route there. Unable to get the ball out to Jordan Davis. Again, those turnovers hurt you anywhere, but it's hard as quarterback. It's a tough spot to play, trying to keep 2 hands on the ball, make sure nobody knocks that thing out. This is, if you're Kevin Sumlin, you hate this. You know, you big lead at halftime. You don't want your guys relaxing. You want them to continue to play. Ball State coming out of there with a little fire, score on the first down, turnover, knocking at the door again.
Somebody obviously missed an assignment on the right side of that Texas A&M offense. So here is Darian Green. Tries to get inside. Not much going there. And it'll be 2nd down and long for Ball State.
Darian had 3 touchdowns rushing and 1 receiving. He's a nice back. He really is. He's got a nice little shiftiness to him. He's not the biggest guy at 5'8", 176 pounds, but he's got good speed, shifty, can catch the ball, good in the screen game. He's going to be a nice back when Ball State gets into MAC play.
Riley Neal in trouble. Down he goes. Dylan Cunningham makes the stop. Get your remote control in hand if you're an Aggie or a Cardinal fan, as we check with Brendan.
Here's a flag play.
Holding number 78 offense. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
So we continue from here at College Station with the penalty call. And now a 3rd and very long for Ball State after a promising drive gets set back. 3rd and 14 here.
Got to learn to get the ball out of your hands quickly when you're playing this kind of a defense with this kind of speed. You don't have much time to hitch up. You got to trust your feet and get the ball out on time.
And timeout called by Ball State as the play clock was run down. And Pete Lembo wants to talk about it.
Timeout. Ball State.
Cardinals will try to convert when we come back.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is brought to you by Wrangler. Real comfortable jeans.
Opening night at the new Kyle Field after the 249 or so day reconstruction to to the home of the 12th man, and right now Ball State trying to follow up an opening drive second half score with another drive, but they face a 3rd and long here at the Aggie 26. You see, they need the 12 to get a fresh set downs.
Ball State, pretty good screen team last week. Haven't seen much of it today.
Inside handoff, Darian Green fighting to get back outside, but hanging on to his legs quite tenaciously was Donovan Wilson, number 6 for Texas A&M, and it will bring up 4th down and bring the kicking team on for the Cardinals.
Aggies with a couple of very good nickel backs, Donovan being one of them, Noel Ellis being the other. A couple of really good nickels to be able to rotate in.
So the true freshman kicker, Morgan Haggie, will kick here from 43 yards away. And he floats it through. Would be his career long in his 2-game-old career. And so a 43-yarder puts 3 on the board, and it's 49-13 for Texas A&M.
Says a lot about Pete Lembo, what's going on right now. His team to come out of the tunnel, go out and get 10 points. Would have been real easy to pack their bags and go home, hang their head, but they're not. He's got his true freshman in there, making some plays, doing some nice things. Look at him, just the way he walks. Total control. Had a great attitude about this game coming in here. As we said at the top of the show, took his club to Bush Library, which I think is awesome, because I think football is coaching outside the lines as well.
And we talked about this Ball State team being in the MAC West, a tough division on its own. You see some of the upcoming visits they have, including a tough one against Toledo on October 3rd. Then they go right to Northern Illinois the next week and finish up with Bowling Green, who beat Maryland earlier today. Not an easy road.
Not many weeks off
in the MAC West.
Got to go to Northwestern. Pat Fitzgerald got the Cats growling again this year.
Pete Lembo very matter of fact about his team and his program. And working hard. Had a down year last year. And I think you mentioned that earlier, Hawk, but feels like they can compete for sure. Onside kick. Ball's bouncing around. There's a scramble under the bottom of the pile. Lacanaria was going to get it, but he got bumped out of the pile, and I'm not sure who ended up with it at the bottom of things. And a flag on the field. A&M's got the ball.
Ooh, there must have been some digging. Oh, the 12th man. My man Miller down there. Give it up for the 12th man.
Sam Miller carrying now the number 12 jersey for a 28th consecutive game. Former walk-on. Of course, the tradition to give number 12 to a player who practices hard, plays special teams.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. The non-kicking player was more than 5 yards behind his restraining line. That penalty is tacked on to the dead ball spot. Texas A&M ball, first down.
That's frustrating. You go onside and you have your guy line up incorrectly, but hats off to Sam Miller there. Plays on a lot of special teams. Again, I think part of the tradition that makes this place great. Right there must have been some digging and clawing. Now this year there's a rule you can't pull anybody out of the pile. That's a penalty.
Dozal, the ball carrier, bounces off a Ball State or off of one of his own linemen and is dropped for a little gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Time for these guys to operate. Got some backups in the game, some guys that aren't playing as much, some freshmen. Let's get it going.
Dozal again. Gets hit pretty quickly. For a short game, Michael Ayers, one of the front rushers for Ball State there with the first contact. A&M goes quickly. They have a 3rd and 9. Kyler Murray at quarterback. 6 of 10 throwing. Moves the pocket. Throws downfield. He's got a man wide open. And I mean wide open. Jamal Jeffrey had his own zip code. And it was in the end zone at Kyle Field. There's a penalty flag down to the line of scrimmage. And it might be coming back. hold those cannons.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense number 77. That's a 5-yard penalty, replay third down. 77.
All right.
Kyler doing a nice job getting outside. Again, watch him just flip his hips right here, going to his left. Good arm talent. Unfortunately, when your lineman wants to run a choice route downfield and he's wide open, and the guys in stripes see it, is coming back.
J.J. Gustafson, the sophomore offensive lineman. So, back at midfield now with a 3rd and long. Murray trying to find a receiver, ducks it inside to Edward Pope, but he's quickly hit there and dropped well shy of the first down. It'll be 4th and about 5 from the 40.
Pope, another 6'4" receiver. He's been banged up as well. Bunch of guys coming back off of injury.
It's outside of field goal range here, Hawk, so the Aggie offense remains on the field for the 4th and 4.
I like it. Put it on your young freshman quarterback. Go make a play.
Murray throws, first down. Outside, Savion Holmes with the grab for the Aggies, and they'll move the chains.
Little stick right. You see the zing on the ball. And him getting out in the empty. Ball State has been rushing 3 and dropping 8 a ton in long yardage situations. That allows Kyler to run around a little bit, but it also says you might as well just go empty and get 5 guys out in the route.
Coming this way, Jeffrey. Not fooling anybody with that. 57, Joshua Posley is there to wrap him up. And now Posley is down.
What a great block by number 27, Bryce Dozell, on the edge.
Injury timeout.
And an injury timeout for the redshirt junior from Indianapolis. Joshua Posley up and ran off the field under his own power. Good to see. And so the ball goes back in play with Texas A&M facing a 2nd and 12. Kyler Murray hands off to Bryce Dolezal. Doesn't get much on that. And it'll bring up 3rd and long for A&M. Kyle Field in the first home game for the Texas A&M Aggies. The SEC on ESPN tonight from College Station, where it has been all Texas A&M so far. The number 16 team in the country running out to a 49-3 lead on Ball State before the Cardinals have come back and put 10 points on the board in this 3rd quarter. Alan Bestrick, Dan Hawkins, Casey Smith, and our ESPN crew watching Kyler Murray, the true freshman quarterback, get in trouble and get dropped by Kevin Willis for Ball State. He will bring up another 4th down.
See the decision-making process. He's looking out to the right. He's just a hair late deciding whether he needs to go or get that thing off. That's where these reps are invaluable for him as that game continues to speed up as the schedule goes along.
So after going for it on 4th and 4 earlier, on 4th and 18, Shane Trapuka will come on to punt. See if he can drop it down close to the goal line. Took a bounce and a spin the other way, and the ball will come out on the touchback. Well, a lot of really interesting things going on in college football on this Saturday. And on Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to noon Eastern, you can hear all about it on ESPNU's College Football Sunday. We'll talk about the championship contenders, some of the big conference upsets today, and more. College Football Sunday, exclusively on ESPNU and watch ESPN. Well, after the opening weekend of action, look at this. All of the teams from the SEC in the top 25. The most teams from one conference in poll history in the AP rankings. Count them, 10.
Going to be one of those teams right there disappear.
Arkansas losing earlier today to the Toledo Rockets of the MAC. Ball State of the MAC with the ball. Riley Neal throws in and out of the hands of Dylan Curry, his tight end, and it falls incomplete.
Had the right play call. Corner blitz coming from the boundary down here on the right-hand side. Pulled it. He's got to make that play. Chief continuing to roll a bunch of guys in. Got the 12th man now in playing safety at the top of the field right up here.
And looking like they're bringing some heat, which they do. And a good decision to pull it down by Neal, and he gets some nice yardage straight up the center before he's hit by Jarrett Johnson.
I got the freshman coming in. Care if you got 102,000 people here playing ball. Pretty physical.
Neal, whose father Jess played at Ball State also, his uncle Jay played at Ball State. He was born in Muncie, home of Ball State.
Did he have a choice when it came down to recruiting? Did anybody?
Throws outside. Nice defense there by on the Neal pass on the outside.
Noel Ellis doing a nice job coming out of the nickel. Impressed with both of he and Donovan Wilson. Both those guys can cover. They can blitz. Good change up here for Coach Davis. Asked him yesterday, you know, he's been around this league. He was at LSU, he's at Tennessee, been around. How did this defense match up? And he feels like he's got all the pieces in place. They just need to play with a little bit of confidence and consistency, but he likes physically what they have.
Darian Green on the run, Claude George and James Lockhart on the stop. Sets up a third down, something that the Cardinals have had trouble converting on during this game.
Claude George, 31, playing inside at Mike. He's also a will and outside player. JC guy had a good spring. Another player that's been nicked up a little bit. He wanted to get Claude George a few more snaps in this game.
Neal throws, caught on the outside by Chris Schillings, and that will be the first down conversion of the game for Ball State. They were 0 for 9 before that one.
Ball State doing a nice job moving the pocket. You're going to see here little reach hinge protection coming out to the left-hand side. Little zip on it. Good job to get away from the pressure. Good job by Riley Neal throwing the ball to his left. Little sting on it. Been impressed with him so far. 6'5", 217. Moves around like a much smaller, more agile guy.
7-yarder, his longest completion of the game. He'll throw that one out wide. Chris Schillings again with the grab, and he is pushed out on the sideline by Donovan Wilson, the other one of the nickelbacks. A little flat tire to fix, and he's back at it.
Really nice blocking out there by Kevon Mabon, number 16 for Ball State. He was an all-MAC player. He's another good-sized guy. Coach Limbo speaking his praises yesterday.
He said he was one of his team's top producers. Hand off to James Gilbert, and he'll move the chains. So Ball State beginning to show a little bit of offense here, and again against some of the reserves from A&M, as John Chavis and the A&M coaching staff continue to try and explore their depth as they get ready for SEC play.
Gilbert is a true freshman, 5'8", 191 pounds. He had 2 touchdowns last week. This guy rushed 4,000 yards as a high schooler. That's pretty impressive.
Here he comes again, and he'll be across the first down yardage before he's hit by Noel Ellis and Sam Miller.
Young freshman says, "Give me some. Give me some." 5'8", you can run with good pad level, good ball leverage. 191 pounds, packing a little pop. Oh, 12th man. You got after the 12th man a little bit there.
Gilbert had 12 carries in the opener against VMI a week ago, all in the second half, as Coach Lembo and his staff got a look at the true freshman.
Really impressed with Pete Lembo's club. I'm serious. Dominated in the first half and come out here, put up 10 points, and they're marching again.
Schillings hit on the outside by Miller. Also Noel Ellis there, but they'll pick up about 6 and set up a second down. And yeah, that's really what it's all about, right? There's still, as much as we've talked about Kevin Sumlin and the A&M staff trying to find out who can play, Coach Lembo said, we got to find out who's going to play for us these next 10 weeks.
Who's going to compete? Who's not going to bat an eye? Who's going to show up, keep battling? Who's going to finish? All those things are important.
Neal to throw. Floats one near side. Looks like a little miscommunication there. And it will fall incomplete.
Little pump fake. Try to get him on a double move outside.
End of the third quarter here in College Station. Ball State driving. Texas A&M leading big. What it's like to hear most of 104,213 move and sing in unison at Kyle Field, College Station, Texas. The beginning of the fourth quarter tradition. Tonight it's been a very happy night for the Aggie home fans as their team leads 49-13 as we begin the fourth quarter. Ball State though on a drive. Here with a third down as they try to convert and keep it going. They need the 20-yard line. Can Riley Neal keep it moving? The freshman quarterback to throw. Flips one outside. Caught right at the line to gain by Chris Schillings. Depends on the spot.
Really nice hands by Schillings reaching back. That ball was behind him just a little bit. Looks like he's got it from here. Yep.
They will move the chains.
Really strong hands. Flipping back. Again, nice job moving the pocket, getting away from the pressure. Like much, it's a tough catch.
So first and 10 from the 20-yard line. And the 12th play of the drive for Ball State.
Young freshman is showing me something here. Riley Neal showing up in Aggie land big.
And the throw again, flips it to the outside. Sam Brunner, the tight end, with his first touch of the game. He'll be knocked out of bounds. But he'll have another first down and be all the way down to the 5-yard line for Ball State.
Little bootleg. Runner rimming back over the other side. Nice touch pass. Good job mixing up the run and the pass and moving the pocket. Keeping the young freshman alive.
Gilbert spins away. Nice job to get 4 yards after first contact. He was hit by Jarrett Johnson and kept going.
John Chavis breaking out a little double eagle. Got both the guards in the center covered. 5 guys in the line of scrimmage. There's Dylan Mack right there. All 335 pounds of him as a true freshman.
Neal was not fooling Dylan Mack that time.
Probably should have handed it that time. Gilbert walked into the end zone. If I had 335 staring me down, I think I'd just give it regardless.
Little self-preservation instinct.
Hard to recreate exactly the noise, but it's pretty noisy down there. Even though the score is what it is, these Aggie fans have showed up in mass and are waving their 12th man flags big.
Neal throws, jumping and competing for the ball in the corner of the end zone. Jordan Williams could not outleap Victor Davis for A&M.
Like to see Jordan go make this play. 6'3" receiver. Looks like there's a little bit of hold in there maybe on that left arm, but yeah, I'm with you, Riley. But hey, you didn't get held, you let him hold you. That's what the coach is telling. But big, strong guy. Jordan goes about 230. Got to get out of that and get up and make a play.
Morgan Hagee looking for his third field goal of the night. And the freshman will knock it through. So a long, lengthy drive for Ball State. They come up with 3 instead of 7. 49-16, Texas A&M. ESPN College Football. Stream every game live at home or on the go on the Watch ESPN app. Visit watchespn.com. From personal experience, it's a great way to watch, no matter where you are. I was watching a part of a game last night while sitting in a restaurant. There's Kevin Sumlin, quarterback of the 16th ranked Texas A&M Aggies, whose team is up big here in the fourth quarter in their home opener. Sumlin looking for another win and a little momentum for his team heading into conference play. This is Nick Harvey with the kick return. Stops, spins, runs out of time, and the Aggies will start at the 23-yard line. Tonight's Game Track is brought to you by Taco Bell. A look at the two quarterbacks that have played for A&M.
Really efficient night for Kyle Allen. You know, it's tough. Kyler Murray comes in and you're that far ahead and you can't really cut it loose and rip it like you might like to. He had an opportunity to throw the ball a little bit down the field early on when he first came in, but you know, it's harder as the game goes on here. Play a little more close to the vest when play calling.
Kwame Etwe with the carry on first down, and with more on the quarterback situation at A&M, here's Casey.
Well, guys, I've been watching Kyler Murray on the sidelines, and every single time he comes out after an offensive series, he goes directly to offensive coordinator Jake Spavital, and they discuss everything. Of course, I can't hear that closely, but he's really learning his position right now, guys.
Big gainer for Etwe. Almost down to the 30-yard line.
That's so awesome to see.
42 yards for the true freshman.
Love to see those backup guys come in and have success.
This time Murray to throw. Flips away out of bounds as he had nowhere to go. And just to follow on Casey's point, it's one of the things that people have been watching, including the coaching staff. The interaction between Kyle Allen and Kyler Murray, how they react, how they respond. There was a lot of attention focused on Kyle Allen last week when he was subbed for by Murray and came out of the game. These two guys are just under so much scrutiny as they continue this quarterback competition.
That was a veteran move, throwing the ball away on that last play.
Etwe finally stood up and stopped by Rontrell Payton. But another nice gain for the freshman, seeing his first action in a Texas A&M uniform.
And I think him running over to Coach Spavital there, that's what it's all about. It's about learning. Okay, it doesn't matter. Did you score touchdowns? Go over what you see, what I see, how are you operating? Things don't go so well, same thing. Got a holding call.
Flag down, yeah, that's coming back. In the direction of Sabian Holmes, and it falls incomplete. And one of the things that Jake Spavital said about Kyler Murray was that he's just not seeing it all yet. Trying to get the game to slow down and make the reads and see the routes being run and so on.
He looks a lot more relaxed tonight than he did last week, and of course that's natural. Coach Sumlin was saying last week, he said, man, things are moving. These guys are a lot faster than high school.
Holding, number 75 offense, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
And he said, well, yeah, you're pretty fast as well.
Yeah, you're not giving up much. So they'll back him up and set up a 1st and 20. The ball out at the 28-yard line. Etwe cross the field. Did he get the pylon? They'll mark him down at the 1. Dedrick Cromartie finally dragged him down just before he made the goal line. This is Kwame Edwi drive.
The People's Choice wanted him to get in the end zone. Think they'll probably feed him. Might come right back to the same play.
Why not, right? He's earned it. Oh! Fumbled the ball. An A&M player's on it, and they're going to score a touchdown. Vinny Palazetti, one of the offensive linemen.
Coach Sumlin's reminding him right here. Ball security, my man. That's what you learn right here.
I'll take that back. That was a bad call on my part. For Palazetti is 75 for Ball State.
All right, get down and start doing push-ups right now. You read the wrong card. Up downs. There have been so many players rolled in this game. Normally we have a flip chart that has 2 deep. We got the whole roster out here now.
ESPNU College Football is brought to you by the Venture Card from Capital One. Earn unlimited double miles you can use on any airline, anytime.
So put 100-some thousand people into a football stadium, and sometimes the football crowd is larger than the population of the town in a normal case. That would be the case tonight here at Kyle Field. Look at this. SEC football stadiums with capacity above the city's population. And again, the number tonight is around 104,213, they say, is the population, the crowd tonight here at Kyle Field. Darian Green darting and diving and finally dragged down about the 30-yard line. Okay, can I explain myself here, Hawk? So before the game, Coda Martin there, one of the normal tackles. See on the back of his helmet? Look at the number on the back of his helmet. It says 80. Before the game, he put on number 80, and he played tight end earlier in the game. Well, apparently they put him back in his offensive lineman number and set him in with the second-team offensive line. So now he's got helmet number 80, but jersey number 75. I plead my case, counselor.
You know, losers, they blame, complain, and explain. I'm with you, but how about this? This is another true freshman out of Manville, Texas, 6'6", 300 pounds. Big Coda there plays. He's a backup tackle. They put him in at tight end to help secure that edge. Pretty amazing the talent that this team has and how young they are.
Ball State going to work. Riley Neal pulls it down. Darting and diving, first down yardage and more. Been a very nice showing for the freshman quarterback since he has come into the game.
You're so right, Alan. Wasn't phased at all. Ball State's had a nice second half.
Was his sixth rush for 35 yards. He's also thrown the ball with 7 completions for 43 yards.
One thing about freshmen, you worry about him coming in and, you know, making the big mistake, and he really hasn't.
Near side, Dylan Curry with the yardage for Ball State, and they're out across midfield. And this Cardinal team just keeps on fighting despite being down by a pile. This game was 49-3 at halftime.
A&M, Chiefs playing a lot of guys, but they still have plenty of players that play a lot of snaps.
And we welcome back those of you watching on ESPNU. We're back at Kyle Field in College Station, Texas, where Texas A&M has a strong lead on Ball State, though the Cardinals very much fighting here in this second half. They've gone from 3 to 16 points on the board. Very much a grand reopening for Kyle Field after the massive reconstruction project in the offseason. As for Pete Lembo's team, showing a lot of spirit here, despite being way, way down in this one at halftime.
Spectacular, really is. The venue's incredible, and just the environment, the tradition.
Neal throwing, adjusting, and catching. Jordan Williams. What a grab.
There's the catch that you want your veteran receiver to make. 6'3", 230. Good size, strength. Go up and make that play. Great job on the ball as well by Riley Neal. Just giving him an opportunity. Look at that. Bam. Just give your guy a chance, especially if they're just a single safety in the middle of the field. Go jump ball and let your guy go get it.
Handoff to James Gilbert. He is hit very early on by Quaylen Cunningham and dropped for just about no gain. The very first possession of this game, way back at the start. Ball State went 72 yards down the field quickly, had a 1st and goal at the 1, had to settle for a field goal.
I think the young Riley Neal made up his mind. Yeah, look at those numbers there in the second half. Again, that just shows him about the character, the heart, the progression, what's going on inside that Cardinal locker room and in that program.
Cut back, finds the goal line. Touchdown, Ball State. James Gilbert into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown in his 2nd collegiate game.
There's the true freshman. Packs a punch. 5'8", but a $190. Really awesome to see this out of Ball State. Now, again, admittedly, A&M are not playing all their starters, but there's plenty of guys in there that are regular players.
And the point after try is good. Nice drive by the Cardinals, marching down the field, and James Gilbert grinds into the end zone for the 6. Friday, ESPNU has college football with Howard and Hampton in the AT&T Nationals Classic presented by McDonald's, 7:30 Eastern, exclusively on ESPNU, and of course streaming live at home and on the go on Watch ESPN. Very nice 6-play, 71-yard drive for Ball State, who now in the second half have had 4 possessions, have gotten 2 field goals and 2 touchdowns out of it.
Really impressive. Really is in a lot of ways.
Morgan Hagee, the freshman, kicks off for the Cardinals. Speedy Noyle is under it for Texas A&M. Uh-oh. The kicker knocks him out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Number 2, Speedy Noyle on the return. Credit for the tackle goes to number 22, Morgan Hagee.
So the third quarterback of the night is about to take the field for the Texas A&M Aggies, something we were told would probably happen if the game situation allowed. It is Jake Hubenak, a sophomore transfer, 6'3", 195-pounder from Brenham, Texas. He was the #1 junior college quarterback in the country a year ago with 4,000-plus yards in 8 games.
47 touchdowns. That's a career for most people.
And here's Bryce Dolezal as we check in with Brendan.
New quarterback for the Aggies, number 7, Jake Hubenak. Number 27, Bryce Dolezal on the carry. Runs to the 49-yard line, game 9. Second down and 1 for the Aggies. Ball is at 8:49.
Wow. Our crew will be in Knoxville next Saturday night with the Volunteers as they take on Western Carolina. So here is Jake Hubenak. And a second consecutive handoff to Dolezal, who is met with stiff resistance at the line of scrimmage. Dolezal, one of the stories of the night tonight for Texas A&M. The senior from Austin, Texas, a walk-on that put on scholarship and got put on the field on this night and went into the end zone for a touchdown for A&M.
Great to see those types of guys getting some play. See Jake Hubenak there. Comes from Blinn Junior College. Also, Damian Ratley. Coach was telling us yesterday, Damian Ratley, one of the receivers, played with Jake. He said he likes to throw it to him a lot. I said, yeah, I understand that. Got to give it to Jake for coming here. They got 2 good quarterbacks. He said, I wanted to come to A&M. I want to be a part of it. I don't care. I'm open to competing.
Look at the road ahead for Texas A&M, who after their win over Arizona State last week got a lot of people optimistic, and certainly Kevin Sumlin and his team aren't yielding anything, but they've got a fight ahead of them. Schedule in some ways favoring them because they get a few of these teams at home like Alabama and Auburn. Road game with Ole Miss. But a lot of games in the state of Texas. That matchup with Arkansas will happen in Arlington.
Coach Bielema will have the Hogs
ball out.
fired up.
Was he down? Yes, he was whistled down.
Coach Bielema have those Hogs ready to go after dropping one to the Rockets. Hats off to Matt Campbell up there at Toledo, one of the youngest head coaches in Division I football. Of course, we had P.J. Fleck at Western Michigan, the youngest head coach.
Yep. Talking about that SEC West. Hawk, from what you've seen from A&M last week, and again, I know this week is the game wasn't maybe as close to make as good a judgment, but there seemed to be a real quiet confidence in this coaching staff when we talk to them about what they've got here.
Yeah, and I think John Chavis coming in. Dave Christensen, new offensive line coach, was the old head coach at Wyoming. It was at Utah. You get a couple new guys in the room, they shake things up, new ideas, new energy, new juice. I think John Chavis has provided that spark for them on defense.
And of course, A&M's had some very highly touted recruiting classes in recent years, and that's why we see so much youth, and that's been a big topic of discussion during the game, is the coaching staff trying to get a lot of these young players into the game tonight and feel out who's going to be able to do what for them come conference play. You look at what Kevin Sumlin has had coming in.
Yeah. You got to have dudes, Alan. You got to have some you got to have some creatures, man. You do. You got to have some guys that go make some plays. And they have plenty of them. You see Christian Kirk early on, a receiver, and what he can do. You know, Kyler Murray, impressive.
And to add on this conversation, Casey.
Well, Alan, when we talked to both coordinators yesterday, both of them said how much they've been impressed with this young talent. But one of the things that John Chavis said was, guys, they have a lot of confidence. They just don't have a lot of experience. And they definitely do not lack in the talent area. And that he thinks this team has the potential to be very good. Games like this get these guys more reps in front of a crowd and more experience as they get closer to SEC play.
Yeah, he talked about confidence. you know, and success breeds confidence, and having a mastery of your techniques and your skills and being able to execute that leads to success. And you know, then you end up having some confidence, and you can trust that when you go into these battles.
And just the experience factor. We were talking about Kyler Murray earlier, going into the game last week down in Houston at Reliant Stadium with a big crowd, making a lot of noise, playing here tonight in front of 102,000, whatever the exact number was. I forget what I said earlier. You know, for an 18-year-old, dealing with the situation and the circumstances as Hubenak slides down just shy of the first down sticks. It'll bring up 4th down and very short for A&M. Getting the game to slow down for this young man, getting him to see more and deal with the circumstances as it's presented.
Performance anxiety curve. You know, as your anxiety goes up, your performance goes up, but then you kind of start getting what's called geeked out. And you've got to learn to practice with a high intensity level, and you've got to learn to calm down in the games. And that's a fine art that takes a lot of work and a lot of experience.
4th and short, they go for it here. The handoff, looking for some running room. Dolezal is wrapped up in the backfield. He'll be marked shy of the first down, and the drive will stop there.
There's where Bryce needs to learn not to dance around. He's got to see that crease and hit it.
So the turnover on downs, and Ball State will take the ball back over with just under 2 minutes to go in the game. It started in 1931 as a stray dog found by a group of cadets. Reveille, the mascot of Texas A&M, a full-blooded collie accompanied by Ian Moss, the First Lady of Texas A&M, and certainly attracting attention everywhere that she goes on the campus. Just one of the many traditions here at Texas A&M as we come to you from Kyle Field on the home opener for the Aggies. Outside throw dropped by Lacanaria as Riley Neal tried to hit him with a short game. And don't forget, tomorrow from 8 a.m. to noon, College Football Sunday on ESPNU. We'll rank them all from Heisman hopefuls to championship contenders. It's tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. to noon Eastern Time on ESPNU, and watch ESPN. Neal hands off to James Gilbert. Slices his way into some open field.
Get out!
And run down from behind by big Dalen Mack.
Freshman on freshman. That's awesome. 336, awesome down the field. Love this Gilbert kid now. He packs punch.
32-yard pickup and the ball across midfield for the Cardinals. Into the pile, Gilbert grinding and rumbling, trying to pick up some yardage. He'll get about 5 there as we come down to the 1-minute mark to go in this game. Conference play opening next week for Ball State. They go up to Ypsilanti to take on Eastern Michigan, who got a win over Wyoming today, 48-29.
That's a big win for that crew. Trying to rebuild that Eastern Michigan program.
Neal to throw. Looking for a target. Coming back on the far sideline is Jordan Williams with the reception, and they'll move the chains and keep the drive going.
Look at these guys. This is awesome. As a coach, man, you just want your guys to come out and play hard, play smart, start fast, finish strong. Got a couple of true freshmen in there. Gilbert, 34. He got the young quarterback. Really impressed. Shows you that Pete Lembo has really got the heartstrings of this club.
Neal down the field, knocked away at the last second by the 12th man, Miller.
Sam Miller getting some looks, representing. Getting one of the many great Aggie traditions. Ball's pretty well thrown. Miller right there, doesn't interfere, gets that near hand in. Good play.
So 32 seconds left to go in this one. College football scoreboard coming up in a few minutes. Some very interesting results to report on today, and still more college football action coming up tonight. Got a game in the Mountain West on ESPNU. It's San Jose State and the Air Force Falcons. Neal chased on the side, throws the ball away, and the clock will stop with 24 seconds to go. Texas A&M next up next Saturday here against Nevada. A game you'll see on the SEC network. And then in a couple of weeks, their conference play begins with that game against the Arkansas Razorbacks up in Arlington.
Pretty amazing. We got some great games going on this evening, and we had some even wilder games going during the day. That's college football. You just never really know.
Neal rolls and runs. Wrapped up and knocked down shy of first down yardage. So for Ball State tonight, outmatched, but a gutty effort. They stuck with it.
Look at Pete. I love it. He's taking a timeout. Taking a timeout with 10 seconds. He wants to see this young freshman throw a ball in the end zone here. He might need that down in the remainder of his schedule.
And on the Texas A&M side tonight, just dominant in the first half. And although it's a long while ago since he came out of the game, but very impressive play from the starting quarterback, Kyle Allen.
Yeah, he was very, very efficient. Nice job. 3 touchdowns. Didn't turn it over. A couple sacks. Ball State, see the whole crew still in it. 10 seconds. I know the score's 56-23. He's going to get his young freshman to throw a ball in the end zone here. He's thinking down the road. Ball's on the 23. He needs a last-second touchdown against somebody in the MAC. He's going to practice it right now.
It's 4th down. A&M bringing numbers. Neal running, the shovel pass to Dylan Curry. He gets the first down. He steps out of bounds. The clock stops with 2 seconds to go.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm just fired up the way these guys are keeping competing. The young freshman running around. He's about to get pressure. Throws it out there. That's great stuff. Remaining crowd still into it here.
Last play of the game. Unless there's a penalty. Neal throws. Ball falls incomplete. Intended for Jordan Williams in the end zone. And the clock is at 0 here at Kyle Field. There's your final score. The number 16 Texas A&M Aggies open up their renovated stadium with a big win tonight. And they move on to play Nevada here next week. For Casey Smith and Dan Hawkins, Alan Bestwick, so long from College Station. Let's check back in the studio in the scoreboard.